don't even know her.
Goodness. And welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, Kings of the Rings podcast, exclusively here on Wrestle Addict Radio. And this is a very rare occasion. This might be something that will happen a little bit more often as time progresses. We have two big shows from two of the biggest wrestling companies in America right now happening within the same week. This Thursday, the day that you're going to be hearing this recording, and the day that this show comes out, we have WWE SuperShowdown happening, which is going to be coming from Riyadh, Saudi Arabia. This is the third year of the Super Showdown.
This is the third year. 3 out of 10, baby.
3 out of 10 progress, baby. And it's a pretty interesting card. Be it as it may, there are a lot of people who either consider this part of a counter or consider it some sort of offshoot. At this point in time, I think WWE has done a better job in incorporating this show with the rest of the storyline and the build to WrestleMania. If you remember last year, the whole Best in the World gimmick started at Super Showdown with Shane McMahon and The Miz. It culminated at WrestleMania. So I think this is going to be part of WrestleMania season from here on out, and people just have to suck it up and get used to it. On paper, looking at this card right now, this seems like a very interesting card that if Super Showdown was not associated with this pay-per-view, you wouldn't really have a problem with it. Let's just leave it right there.
AJ involved?
AJ is involved.
AJ
is in a gauntlet match for the trophy of Kuwait.
Styles, baby. I just need a full half-hour discussion on AJ Styles, baby. His hair, his blonde streak that doesn't exist. All about AJ, baby. AJ Styles. When Raw, he was back, baby.
Did you see? Did you see AJ's new music tattoo too? It's crazy. Kate, you have a music tattoo, right?
You don't want none.
Moving along as Kate tries to compose herself.
I heard AJ Styles is the Dave app too.
whenever he needs a cash advance. Which you mean that the Dave app may come in handy in Riyadh, Saudi Arabia. Speaking of AJ Styles, he's involved in a gauntlet match, and that's the match we're going to start with. The gauntlet match. It's AJ Styles versus returning Andrade versus Bobby Lashley, who somehow still is getting TV time, versus Eric Rowan again, who is still getting TV time, versus R-Truth, who probably doesn't know he's going to Saudi Arabia. Versus right now it says Rusev, but I did hear a small rumor that Rusev is going to be replaced with Rey Mysterio, and they're fighting for what I can only describe as a piece of the aggro crag from Nickelodeon's Guts.
I was thinking, what the fuck is this thing? It's just Guts. The aggro crag. It's perfect. It's fucking perfect. I wish I'd thought of it. Damn it, that's such a mean joke.
Do you have the guts?
We seen Old Mech present it. Let's rock.
Let's Legends of the Hidden Temple. That's a completely different
That was my favorite show.
Go with the Gas Network, all right? What, baby?
Oh yeah. So this gauntlet match is happening. The only thing that's missing from this match is a British referee named Mo and Mike O'Malley.
Mike O'Malley, baby.
If we could sideberg for a little bit, like have you watched Guts as an older person?
Yeah.
Okay. Is it just me, or was Mike O'Malley on a lot of drugs back then?
Yeah. He was a little out of it.
You're watching the Children Olympics. Your game show is the Children Olympics, sometimes global.
Yeah.
A giant piece of glowing plastic.
That was a great piece of glowing plastic. Okay.
Right? I want it so bad, dude. The aggro.
I so did too. I wanted a piece for the longest time.
Dude, I don't know when to keep getting these pieces. I don't know how the aggro crag doesn't just collapse, because they've given away so many pieces of that fucking thing.
So honestly, they missed the ball. They could have been selling replicas of that for years.
Yeah, the internet wasn't really a thing back then.
Could you imagine if they started selling the piece of the aggro crag as merchandise?
Let's go to eBay.
I'd buy it.
I'm sure it's up there somewhere.
I doubt it's there.
I'm looking.
But speaking of Michael Malley was on a lot of drugs. Like, you ever listen to his commentary? He said, "We're gonna go we're gonna bring back the Mo." And then Mo would be like really calm and docile with her British accent and explaining what the rules were. Oh
You
my
can
god.
buy Walmart.
What's up?
Buy one at Walmart.
Can you really?
$90.
But I want a real aggro crag. I don't want like any bullshit like handheld one.
I
I
found a
want an
replica
aggro crag.
aggro crag trophy statue on eBay for $45.
Not bad actually. That might be my birthday purchase to myself. Like, I wanted you to get for your birthday. I bought the aggro crag.
Hold on, I'm sending it to group chat right now.
Show me. Because if it's legit, I'm putting this on my credit card, like, once we get off.
No, this guy legitimately has one. This guy, it's literally just a neon tube and a giant piece of plastic with the guts metal around with the guts face.
Oh, this is a shitty one. No, fuck that.
Dude, this one's
It's
$1,500.
$45 though.
Oh, that's
All right,
right, because it sucks.
All right. So this one, I'm at a BuzzFeed article. So you know it's credible. This piece is worth $1,500. There's only 126 of them in the world.
Okay, that makes more sense.
1,500, you said?
Yes.
126 pieces of them in the world. I guess there's 126 episodes of Guts, and there's $1,500 on eBay.
It's probably a legit one. Let's
Dude,
let's move on from Guts and talk about the newest aggro crag. So we got this gauntlet match: AJ, Andrade, Bobby, Rowan, R-Truth, and potentially Rusev or Ray. Who wins this? I'm saying AJ Styles, as AJ needs some sort of momentum going into the rest of the WrestleMania season. He already has this little potential one-off going on with Alistair, which may turn into a bigger thing. But I think AJ wins this in something that he kind of needs to boost his heel run at the moment.
I want to go to Raw for that fucking match.
AJ versus you want to go see AJ versus Alistair and then probably leave, because I know
that's exactly what I do.
But who knows what even going to happen if it's just kind of just like a bluff. But I think AJ Styles needs to win this one. Andrade has his own stuff he's dealing with. Lashley's dead in the water. No one cares about Eric Rowan. This fucking
is his pet dead?
Is it a pet? Like, what is it?
I don't know, because I keep seeing shit on Twitter that whatever's in the cage is dead.
They're probably fucking with you.
It's Gwyneth Paltrow's head.
In
Was she in 7? Is that who it was?
7?
Gwyneth
7?
Yeah.
What's in the box?
Yeah, what's in the box? What's in the box? What a fantastic movie. But who wins this? Kate Murphy.
AJ, no question.
Will.
AJ.
All right, we're all sold on AJ. Next match on the card. It's
3 of us love AJ here.
This is true. It's true. Kate loves AJ more than anybody. So next up on the card is the feud that never ends, and hopefully it will actually end. Roman Reigns versus King Corbin inside of a steel cage.
Okay, if it doesn't end in a steel cage, where does it end?
It never ends.
This is the match that never ends.
What has been going on since October? Since before October.
6 months almost.
Dude. You know, in the 80s, this was normal, but...
Yeah. Roman wins.
Yeah, he has to.
Yeah.
Next.
This is pretty easy. SmackDown Tag Team Championships, The New Day and their amazing podcast, shout out New Day Pod, versus The Miz and a returning John Morrison.
I think it has to be The Miz and John Morrison.
As
really much as I want it to be the new... No, I don't want it to be them, but I just have this feeling in my gut it's them.
I'm sticking with a New Day here. Because I think they're reigniting their feud with the Usos. They hinted at it. They hinted at it this past week about how
was a great promo.
About how the New Day have one more title, one more tag team championship than the Usos do. Usos got new merch, so Us got the juice, which means they're getting a push. Which is also a shirt that I really need. Us got the juice. Because that's a great drinking shirt. So I think the New Day pull one out. on the Miz and Morrison. John Morrison and the Miz will be fine, but I think the Miz and Morrison move on to something else, if not feud with each other.
Not yet.
Will, who do you have?
I'm picking Miz and Morrison.
Ooh.
I'm going with Kate here. It's just my gut.
I will say their little Hollywood stick that they did when they had Lance Storm from a couple weeks ago was fucking pure genius.
The dirt sheet, dude. That's what they do. Their Once Upon a Time in Hollywood trailer was hilarious too.
Yeah, that's what I'm talking about.
Oh yeah, no, yeah, that was. I was just like, damn, that had no business being that good.
And like Lance Storm out of nowhere, like Lance Storm.
That's why you were dead.
So good.
I seriously thought he was dead.
So bad. He wasn't dead. Moving on, what's also not dead is the Raw Tag Team Championships because Seth Rollins pretty much runs the show. Seth Rollins and Buddy Murphy, also known as Murphy these days, versus the Street Profits.
Their promo on Monday was so cringe. I don't know what happened. Like, that was just the crowd was
promo?
The Street Profits.
It was kind of weird. It's really funny because you would think the Street Profits would be like a fan, like the fans should love them, but apparently in where were they? Winnipeg?
Yeah.
Were they in Winnipeg? They just didn't feel it was.
Yeah,
Huh?
it was like they just haven't connected like they did in NXT, and they're not really doing anything different. It just even me, I was watching it kind of like this doesn't feel right, which is very odd.
You know what it is? It's because I think they were in that backstage promo thing for too long. It's the same thing that they did with Aleister Black. Is that they left them doing these backstage promos for a very, very long time, and it's great to introduce somebody, but eventually you have to get in the ring and you have to perform and you have to put on some matches and you have to actually interact with the crowd. It's hard to interact with a crowd when you're going through a giant Tron.
Yeah,
Mm-hmm.
You know,
true.
you really have to be out there. And their entrances are great. They walk through the crowd, but I've only seen them do that entrance like maybe 1 or 2 times in like a 4-month period. They need to be shown more on TV, and I think they're finally doing that. Especially, and I absolutely loved Seth versus Montez Ford because that's a pay-per-view main event in the making. Once Vince decides to break up the Street Profits.
Yeah, that's in a few years that's going to be a marquee match for sure.
Absolutely. The Street Profits
Montez
lose.
Ford is a star.
He has the best frog splash in all of wrestling.
Mm-hmm.
Changed my mind.
We also talk about the fucking how Paul Heyman's fingerprints were all over that main event. The fucking referee. I was like so confused. I was like, what is happening?
Because I heard 2. I was like, that's 2.
And anyone's just like, the what? And he goes outside check on Seth. I'm like, oh, he's a Nick Patrick.
He's a disciple.
It's a very old school wrestling move. And
I loved it.
Yeah,
I was like, the rep's a part of it. I was like, the rep's a disciple. This is fucking genius. This is genius. And then
Seth's entrance, Seth's Tron is getting better and better. Like the Tony Hawk stained glass window.
Did you see? I forgot what podcast it was, but there's a podcast on Twitter that changed up Seth Rollins' entrance. Instead of playing his music, they played Kirk Franklin's Stomp. You've never heard Kirk Franklin, have you?
If I played it, I probably know it, but by name, couldn't tell you.
Yeah, Kirk Franklin has probably the biggest gospel crossover hit song ever. It's called Stomp. And it's hysterical putting it to Seth Rollins' entrance. But it's perfect. So do look that up when you get a chance. I think Seth...
in Sandow's music.
What's up?
How soon before Seth changed to Damian Sandow's music?
I'm surprised it hasn't happened already. Although it'd be great, this would be a great way to bring back Sandow as he becomes a disciple of Seth.
This is the second time in recent history we've talked about Damian Sandow coming back.
Hey, the Sandow character is made for something like Seth's character. They're made to play off each other.
I just think it's funny.
The Sandown character was great. He should have been a world champion with that Sandown Money in the Bank briefcase. But they never showed it. It was so great.
I forgot about that.
I love it. Anywho, Seth and Murphy win. Street Profits aren't the ones just yet, but they'll put on a good show. Moving along to Singles Championship row now. The first time ever in Saudi Arabia, a women's championship match, Bayley versus Naomi, which I'm kind of surprised at. Not that it's a women's championship match in Saudi Arabia, not that it's a women's match in Saudi Arabia because they did it last year, but the fact that it's Naomi, because for the longest time on SmackDown, you would have thought Carmella was the one to go up against Bayley, but they're giving it to Naomi right now, and this could go either way.
That Saudi Arabia's letting women wrestle. One of them's black. That's the craziest.
Okay,
part.
I'll give you that one.
Mm-hmm.
But I mean, like she's closer to melanin content than Bayley would be.
I still feel like it probably doesn't get seen that way.
Who knows? I mean, I don't know. I don't live in Saudi Arabia. I don't know Saudi Arabia politics and stereotypes.
Yeah, I don't know how they. I feel like all women are bad to them, regardless of their skin color.
I don't know if it's bad. I don't think it's all women are bad, but I think it's just the way that the religion is set up. So I don't think it's women are bad that they have to be clothed, but I think it's I'm not familiar with.
In some ways, they're problems.
Probably in some way, but in other ways, I mean, they're trying to progress, and this is part of the progression. Progression takes a while, and we've seen throughout the years of this partnership with WWE that there has been some progression on their part and their allowance of WWE to do things and to show and popularize some things, and it's working.
I said it last time when they had that first women's match afterwards. Like, this isn't going to end wars. This isn't going to like bring world peace. It's not going to do much of anything, really, probably. But it is a form of progress, and there's no reason to shit on progress, even if it's a long time coming. Like, at least it's happening.
Yeah, I mean, think about remember when...
Did you rather it not happen?
Exactly. But remember also, from a historical standpoint, it took forever for us to go to the island of Japan, and Japan had totally built up in its own separate way and culture before someone from, like, not Japan came in, like, was like, hey, what are you guys doing over here? Oh, this is interesting. Let's show you what we do on the rest of the world.
We had an invader show.
Yeah. So I don't think we see a title change on this card. I'll say that right now. So I think Bayley retains. But
that's a fair statement to make so close to WrestleMania.
Yeah, but I think if there's any title that is going to jump ship, I think it's going to be the SmackDown Women's title on this card. But I still think Bayley retains.
Yeah, I feel this pay-per-view is just gonna be safe. Yeah. And Naomi can have a WrestleMania moment instead.
Naomi's not gonna fight her at WrestleMania. This is Naomi's WrestleMania match. Naomi will lose this match and be relegated to the Women's Battle Royal. Watch.
I hope not.
She wins the Pussy Trophy.
The loser goes to the Women's Battle Royal. That's exactly what's going to happen. So moving along to the most interesting match for a lot of reasons on this card, the Universal title match, Bray Wyatt, The Fiend, versus a never retiring Goldberg. Hall of Famer, Bill Goldberg, mind you, by the way. Because a lot of people don't want to see Goldberg with a second Universal title run.
I do.
You want to see it for selfish reasons because you want to see Mance flip out and lose his mind.
You're goddamn right. I want to see Mance lose his mind and flip out.
And traditionally, I want to as well.
Burn. I want to see the internet implode when Goldberg has a second Universal run, and you just hear Goldberg.
This would give me material for days and days on end to just shit on all the marks for. I'd buy a bunch of Goldberg merch and just walk around wrestling events with it.
It's a good idea.
But as shocking as a Goldberg win would be, it wouldn't be surprising if they went this route for a lot of reasons. But I think this is another person to feed the Fiend to. I think
he's the new legend killer at this point.
he is a
He
legend
might
killer.
as well.
He is a legend killer, but don't underestimate the Goldberg mystique. Like, Goldberg has been built through the years as the superhero. Like, Goldberg came back in his first match in years and beat Brock in like a minute 45, if that.
I think it was
Okay.
136, if I'm not mistaken.
Some shit like that, okay?
It was incredible.
They have protected this mystique almost as much as they protected The Undertaker throughout the years. No matter what company he's ever worked for. So this is a big thing. You know,
I'm nervous.
yeah, that's why a lot of people are nervous.
That doesn't ease anything. It makes it worse.
That's why a lot of people are nervous, because it's easily possible that he would win this.
I want it. I don't care what y'all say.
Burn it to the ground.
Yeah, goddamn right, burn it to the ground.
Burn it to the ground. That's definitely something. No, never mind. No, it's not something AJ would say. It's something Seth would say. Don't give me that look, Miss Murphy. So I don't know, but I don't think Goldberg makes it to WrestleMania. That's all I'm saying. I don't think Goldberg has that run in him again to do WrestleMania. Goldberg's like, what, 52 now?
I hope he does.
I mean, he's still in great shape. Don't get me wrong. I want to be 52 and looking like that.
He wants to make up what he fucked up last time. And he's probably contractually obligated to have X amount of matches in Saudi Arabia.
Probably. You
Yeah.
know, he fucked up with The Undertaker last time.
Yes, he did.
What
He
a
wouldn't
bad
give a top
match.
though.
Yeah, so, I mean, I think Bray, they play it safe and Bray retains. Bray's going to take a spear. The Fiend is the king of no selling these days.
I don't know, dude. We might have a Dave app finish.
Where everybody loses money.
Yeah.
Everybody loses money.
Yes. So I don't know. Which one's a toss up? It's up in the air. We'll see how it goes. Let's move along now to the WWE Championship, the presumed main event. Brock Lesnar versus Ricochet.
Come on.
Ricochet has no chance in hell
No.
of this at all. I will explode if Ricochet wins the title.
How long is this match going to last?
Who knows? It depends on. I mean, a lot of us don't give credit for how good of a seller Brock is, and Brock loves to work against smaller people. And I mean, Ricochet already sells like he's been shot out of a cannon, and Brock's good at selling when he wants to sell. So, who knows?
It's gonna last 6 minutes and 17 seconds. No more.
No less.
No less.
Are you including entrances?
That includes the Paul Heyman promo.
So it's possible Ricochet doesn't have a chance here. Like I said, I will be very, very shocked if they pull the trigger on this and Brock loses. I'll be very shocked.
No way. No way does Brock Lesnar lose in Saudi Arabia. No fucking way in hell.
Weirder things have happened, like the glitch on SmackDown, which no one's talking about.
Yeah, what the fuck was that about?
People are saying it's Killer Cross.
It's been happening for weeks. Number one, I think it's Mustafa Ali.
People are
I honestly didn't notice the glitches until this past week.
The glitches have been happening for the last couple of weeks.
I'm high
Mustafa
when I
Ali
watch
making a comeback.
wrestling, and I have not really given too much of a fuck about SmackDown recently, so I haven't been watching it closely or live for that matter.
The Otis
So
storyline.
Hulu could cut it out.
Yeah, is it kind of weird that my two favorite storylines in wrestling are minus AEW? And I guess, well, my two favorite in WWE is Otis and Randy Orton.
Because those are the two best storylines going on right now.
That's wrestling for you. That is wrestling for you.
9 times out of 10, I'm usually supporting a really dramatic story, and I'm supporting the most ridiculous story there is.
Yeah, I mean, the Seth story is growing on me. He just needs to get more ridiculous disciples. Like, I think Jerry the King Lawler should be the next disciple.
Stop.
Why the fuck not?
That'll
No.
be worse the time Dusty Rhodes joined the NWO.
That'd be worse than the time most of the people who joined the NWO joined the NWO.
Yeah, Lex Luger. I'm looking at you. I didn't get there yet.
So that's a Super Showdown card as we know it so far. It's probably not going to change. It starts at 12 noon on Thursday. I'll probably be able to check it out since I'm taking a half a day on Thursday.
I'll be home since I work a closing shift.
Woohoo!
Hey.
So Kate Murphy and I are going to watch together, and we'll tell you how it is. Moving on, a couple of days after Super Showdown, AEW is putting on another pay-per-view, the first pay-per-view in a couple of months, called AEW Revolution on February 29th, also known as The Day That Doesn't Really Exist once every 4 years. Just like Valentine's Day, never really exists at all.
Okay, whatever.
Whatever. AEW Revolution happening February 29th, aka the day after my birthday, just for this year alone. So let's go through this card as we know it so far. First up on this is the AEW Women's World Championship match. Newly crowned champion from a couple weeks ago, Nyla Rose, versus really, really fast up-and-comer Chris Statlander from Long Island, and the only girl to ever graduate from the Creative Pro Wrestling Academy.
I want her to win so badly, but she's not gonna. Nyla's gonna have it for a while.
No. I will say that Nyla Rose promo really gave me cringes.
Yeah, she can cut a good promo. Not gonna lie.
You say she could? I didn't like it.
It wasn't bad. I mean,
I just thought
worse.
It's
I
too
thought-
aggressive.
It wasn't Nikki Bella. All right, I'll give her that.
I just thought it was. Like Kate said, I thought it was too aggressive. You
I
know
mean-
what happens when I get hungry? I break bitches. I was like, that just doesn't really work for me.
You know what happens when I get hungry? My dick goes back.
You know what happens when I really get hungry? I snap into a Slim Jim. Oh yeah. Like,
That reminds me. It reminds me of something like that, like Nia Jax would say too.
no, Nia Jax wouldn't say that. But I think Nia Jax would say something. I think she would say, "I break bitches," but
Mhm.
I don't think a WWE writer would be stupid enough to be like, you know what happens when I get hungry, and have
No.
Nia Jax say that. You
Weird
know what
things
I
have
mean?
happened though.
It's true. But yeah, I think Nyla Rose gets heat by beating up Chris Statlander, because honestly, Statlander, very talented, a lot of potential. She's 3 years into her wrestling career.
She does
got
not need this.
She doesn't need a title just yet. She's fine. This is one of those matches that you put a young person in and be like, all right, let me see what you can do against the top person in our business. You
Yeah.
know,
Nyla been wrestling
I don't know actually.
as a male or female.
I don't know. I don't know how long Nyla's been wrestling, but it's much longer than Statlander.
I don't know
Okay.
either.
Moving along, Darby Allin versus Sammy Guevara, the Spanish God versus
Darby, no
versus-
question.
versus the emo God.
Darby Allin. Holy shit, they've done a great job of building him. When he came out the other night,
With the skateboard.
that pop he got. Damn, dude.
I'm just waiting for him and Priscilla Kelly to do a love angle.
Yeah, that kid's a star.
Mm-hmm.
No, he is. I mean, he was a star after he took that beating from Cassius Ohno at Evolve.
Yeah. Like the AEW stole one. Because
No, they really did. I think he was set for NXT, and then AEW just gave him a better offer, or they went through Priscilla Kelly, like, "Hey, we'll sign you."
Yeah, and smart on AEW. Like whoever decided to book sign him. Yeah, they stole one. And that's something AEW needs to do moving forward. They need to steal this next generation of guys from NXT, because Triple H would have done just as good of a job as Darby Allin. Hands down. Like, imagine a Darby Allin Velveteen Dream feud
Oh.
So
for
good.
tag team. Like, AEW needs to use this Darby Allin blueprint and say, like, hey, this is what we can do with Triple H looking at you. Like,
Yeah.
like he's phenomenal. Like, there's those promo 2 weeks ago, and like he couldn't talk. He's like throwing cards down, like cue cards. Amazing. Darby Allin's my favorite thing about AEW right now, other than the Pirate Belt. Arr!
Yeah, it's gonna be an interesting night, especially for the Inner Circle in AEW and Revolution to see who's winning and who's not winning, because a lot of this card has to deal with the inner circle or people affiliated with the inner circle.
Everyone in the inner circle is wrestling.
LAX is not, because I refuse to call them Pride and Powerful or whatever the fuck they are.
Oh yeah, that's right. I thought they were in a tag match, but they're not. I'm lying. That's the young Bucks. Yay.
I have a big issue with that. Huge issue. But we'll get to that. I think Sammy Guerrero already has the rub because he's with the Inner Circle Jericho. Darby Allin, I think it's a great pop here and wins.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it has to be because they're building him so well. And Sammy just...
Who cares?
He's Sammy Guevara. He's whatever. He's better off being a losing prick.
He's also a baby, dude. He's such a baby. Like, he's so young.
Yeah, he's very young. So let's move along. We have Jack Swagger versus Goldust. I mean, Jake Hager versus Dustin Rhodes in a match.
Wow, he's actually wrestling.
Yes, Jake Hager's actually going to wrestle for once.
The dark match before Raw. Get ready, guys.
They should come out to their WWE themes.
Well, that sucks.
Should come out to We the People like, oh, my bad. Sorry. Let's do that again. Let's do that again, guys. Let's do it again. And Jack Swagger comes out to his original theme. Whoa, my bad. Wrong theme.
AEW does a lot of things right, but Goldust wrestling, DDP wrestling, no, guys, like, stop it.
They're recreating WCW. That's what Cody's been doing this entire time.
Kind of, yes and no in certain aspects, but this is just like, dude, you're the new brand. Mm-hmm. Use your new people.
I know. Yeah, start using them.
Like, don't use your people in your 50s. Literally.
Yeah. Yeah, no, it's really sometimes it's hard to watch, but I mean it's all because Cody is in this epic storyline. That's why Dustin's there in this thing.
I mean, I get it, but it could have been someone else.
I totally agree with you. That's why Jake Hager's going to win this.
Yeah.
If he doesn't win it, he's just dead in the water.
Yeah, pretty much. So moving along, AEW World Tag Team Championships. The Battle of the Elite. Kenny Omega, Hangman Page versus the Young Bucks in a match that I don't really want to see because I feel like it's just a battle of the owners.
Mm-hmm.
Besides Hangman Page, who's not an owner of AEW.
In another universe, I would have really been excited for this match. I don't give a fuck.
I'm not excited about it because I mean
Sorry, Rick, I want you to poo-poo on it first.
I don't want to poo-poo on it. Like, I was excited with the Young Bucks. I thought the Young Bucks, out of everybody who had some sort of ownership of AEW and its foundation, were doing the right thing with their division. They were in the division. They were a marquee part of the division, but they weren't overshadowing the division. You know, they were giving people a chance to shine and giving people a chance to kind of move up and show their thing. And now we're kind of just back in the spotlight again. Like, I don't think
I disagree with you. I'm going to cut you off right there because this tag match in this feud solely exists to make Hangman Page to that top tier level.
But you don't need to do this in a tag.
Well, but I mean, the backstory's there. Like, they're all part of the Elite. This is pretty much just the dismantling of the Elite, the out with the old and in with the new. This is pretty much the Young Bucks kind of putting to bed that previous chapter before AEW to move on to the next chapter during AEW.
You should have put the end to that before AEW started. Don't do it in the middle of AEW.
No,
now just bring more eyes onto the Elite. There's no money in. There's money in it for them because they're the Elite. There's no money in it for anybody else. This is just the Elite making the Elite try to be more elite.
See, but I like it because it's on AEW television though. Like, this is like it doesn't. It's why wouldn't you do this on TV? I feel it's just bad business.
Not bad. You kill off one thing, but you don't have that one other thing overshadow something else. It's like, wow, I don't know. What was it? What can I put this in comparison to?
I mean, I can make it after the invasion angle, like when the NWO came back, and they came back as Razor and Diesel. No, of course they're going to have them back as the NWO.
Well,
Then-
no, it's not coming about. No,
then
that's
you
not.
do
No,
the
it's not. That's not the same. Not come. No, it's not like that at all. But I'm just saying, if you're gonna kill something off, don't kill it off. I mean, I get what you're saying. We're gonna kill this off so that we can make Hangman Page look better. But Hangman Page is always going to be associated with the Elite, no matter what.
Mm-hmm.
You know, and so if you're going to make Hangman Page this big star post Elite, don't put him up against the Elite because everybody's going to be like, oh, this is just a battle of it. It's just infighting with the Elite. And I get it, it's the break of the Elite to make Hangman Page a star, but I just don't see that. I just see that as, you know, it's the Elite fighting against each other. It's infighting between owners. It's not something that anybody outside of the Elite is going to benefit from.
They don't need to. Because whoever they move on to next are going to benefit. Whoever the Young Bucks feud with next is going to benefit. I agree with you. They have done a great job. Like, they put over the Street Profits, too.
Private Party.
Yeah, Street Profits, too. And Kenny's
weird.
Kenny is a little weird. Kenny's kind of a wild card. I'm not a huge fan of Young Bucks matches.
Neither am I.
There's a spot monkey for you.
Yeah, dude, there's such spot monkeys.
There's no story.
Yeah, that's another thing. There really isn't much of a story to it.
Sideberg, did you guys notice this super kick party on SmackDown on Friday?
Yeah, I did notice that with the Usos.
Mm-hmm.
But I think this feud is a good launching pad for Hangman, which I think is the point, and the point's getting across.
I would have liked to see Hangman in a feud that does not include the Elite to launch him to other stuff.
I agree.
That initially with Jericho, right?
What's
and he
up?
lost. He did that with Jericho initially, and he lost.
He did, yeah.
Right, and then how did I don't remember quite how he started, but he was kind of just having these. I think he had he was going after War of the Ring with MJF, and he lost that too.
It's a Dynamite Diamond.
Whatever.
And I even know that. I mean, it was a stupid battle royal for a ring that means absolutely nothing. I'm aware.
Right, but he won the battle royal and then he lost to MJF, so he kind of had his little thing beforehand. But I'll launch him. Go back to what you know. This just makes sense to me.
I could have had him feud with MJF. Have him feud over the ring with MJF. MJF can be doing the same thing with Hangman Page that he's doing with Cody.
Hey, but I think Cody's doing it better.
Cody only does better because everybody knows Cody.
Well, dude, Cody likes to suck his own dick. Don't get me wrong.
No shit.
His entrance is super annoying. Like with his whole, there's more than one wrestling world. It's like, all right, Cody, play your badass music. All right, let's get to hurry up. Let's go.
And he's the only one that goes through the center.
Yeah, but then again, Cody is the biggest. Cody Rhodes is probably the biggest babyface in wrestling right now.
Mm-hmm.
No.
Like, Cody Rhodes is doing amazing work. Love him or hate him, for whatever reason you have, he is over. He is amazing. He's must-see television.
I don't see him as must-see.
His feud with MJF is phenomenal. I think it's fantastic.
I don't see him
agree.
as must-see. I think there's better stuff going on in NXT. I don't think I get Cody as a babyface. Like, I don't like the 10 lashes thing. People are just lauding it as a powerful thing. I've talked up the 10 lashes and I think, okay, whatever. You know, but I still think it's stuff we've seen before. It's like, okay, Cody's going to go into a really hard match. He's going to bleed. He's going to find a way to pull something out of that. It's kind of the same stick over and over again. I don't see really much progression in it. Like, I don't know. I think the Cody feud benefits MJF more so than it benefits Cody.
Yeah, again, that's the point.
But Cody's still getting off on this now. Because Cody, the owner of AEW, is the biggest babyface of his own company.
Right, but Ricky, they're not. But what you're missing is that the point of these feuds, same with the Young Bucks, like they're the owners, but they're using that as an opportunity to launch someone who's not an owner, as an MJF and Hangman, who's the future of this company.
Well, what happens when Cody wins his feud? Is that helping anybody? No. What happens when the Young Bucks win another tag team title? That's not helping anybody. That's just self-servicing themselves.
Well, it hasn't happened yet.
Well, what, do you think Cody's going to lose at Revolution?
I do.
All of that work?
I do.
I don't think so.
Because MJF needs to win more to establish himself as that heel. MJF loses, it's just like, well, all that heat's gone.
Yeah, but like I said, I still think it's a strong possibility that Cody wins that.
Cementing him as a strong-ass babyface.
Yeah.
But Cody's forever over anyway.
Doesn't matter. Cody needs that. I think in the eyes of Cody, he may need that win.
Well, this is going to come to a case that this is a problem with wrestlers being bookers as well as wrestlers because it's inevitable that ego is going to get in the way. So
Yeah, that's
Revolution,
why that's my thing. I think it's egos getting in the way.
well,
I don't
don't jump to conclusions here because
don't jump to conclusions. We've been calling it WCW for a while. We called it WEA. You've
Yeah,
even said they're just an accelerated version of WCW, and it's going to burn at some point.
yeah, it probably will. But I'm remaining hopeful until that happens. Like I'm very
You're remaining hopeful for this week.
On a positive note, AEW has a toy line coming out that's going to be sold at Walmart.
As a what?
A toy line. They got a figure line. It's going to be sold at Walmart.
Dude, those like ads they were running where there's just like all the wrestlers being like, "Wow, this is my wrestling figure. Wow." Like whatever. Yeah, whatever. But I think AEW is great TV. I think it's a great wrestling product.
I think it's all right. I just like I said, I want to see more of the new people. I don't want to see more. I don't want to see the people that I've seen before already.
But you're going to. You need those people you've seen before to establish those new people.
I said that 6 months ago when they started. You don't need that right now anymore. You need to start bringing other people to the show.
Exactly. The company's been here for 6 months, dude. That's not a long time at all.
But you need to start bringing other people to the show. You've established who's who now. Now start bringing in new talent. Like Jeff Cobb should be a fucking star.
No idea who that is. No interest in him.
Jeff Cobb? Are you serious? He was killed ROH, former Olympian.
Never heard of
him. Because you never watch ROH or anything in New Japan. That's why.
That's what I mean. So, yeah, they need
Jeff,
to push him.
Jeff Cobb was one of the biggest indie people going around the last couple of years.
Again, never heard of him.
It's because you don't follow the indies.
Exactly. So it's going to take some time to establish these stars, Ricky. That's not going to happen.
People know the marks of AEW know who Jeff Cobb is. Jeff Cobb does not need to be established. They knew who Wardlow was.
But AEW is appealing to just as many new people as it is the old people.
Incorrect. AEW is appealing to the marks, and everybody knows that. AEW is appealing to the 18 to like 35 demographic, people who have watched wrestling for a legitimately long time and have been clamoring for something different than PG WWE, and that's what AEW is giving them. These are people who know wrestling a little bit more so than the common person. AEW has yet to actually go out and try to get someone that's not pretty much a P1 person of their product.
It is a lot of P1. It's also a lot of people returning to wrestling from a long time. But like my brother texted me the other day, what the hell is this AEW thing everyone's talking about? So,
but is he watching?
He isn't watching. No, he doesn't care. But my answer was just like, where are you watching it? You know what he told me? He said, I'm at a bar. AEW is on in bars. How often is the USA Network on in bars?
WWE is on in bars all the time.
SmackDown is on in bars.
Exactly.
SmackDown's on Fox. That's different.
Yeah, Fox is on
I've
Fox.
watched SmackDown at Applebee's.
Guess what's also on Fox? NFL. Guess the NFL also runs during their NFL shows and also now XFL SmackDown promos.
Well, of course.
You can say SmackDown and WWE stuff is more prominent than anything you see on AEW. Right, any AEW commercials. AEW is only really seen on TNT.
Yeah, but which is going to reach a whole new audience, which it is doing. You can see it in the ratings.
SmackDown is reaching a bigger audience because they're on primetime. AEW, whose commercials only usually run on TNT, reach a very finite audience at certain times. It may reach a bigger audience when they do like NBA on TNT, but that's sometimes just few and far between. They might actually get a peak when the playoffs start, but that is still yet to be known.
But AEW is reaching more than just the marks.
But are more than just the marks tuning in? I would say no.
Look at the ratings, dude. They're beating NXT pretty decently.
Doesn't mean there's more than just the marks, and we expect them to beat the ratings. There's a new person on the block. Doesn't mean that they're beating in the ring. Doesn't mean that they're the better product.
I didn't say it's a better product either. I still think NXT is the better product. But AEW is accomplishing its goal, and I think you're doing it pretty smart. Are there similarities to WCW? Yeah, there's a lot of them. Okay, don't get me wrong. And that could change in the next few weeks. We'll see how this pay-per-view goes. But I think
they have to deliver on this pay-per-view. This pay-per-view has to be more exciting than the AEW television show, and that's what I think they're doing wrong. I think they're doing too much on TV and not enough on the pay-per-views.
Last pay-per-view, I don't even remember it. I remember not feeling very whelmed.
Yeah, that is another issue. They need to slow down on TV. But they're coming out of the gates hot, and I think they're doing a good job establishing their stars.
Their stars are people who are already established.
Exactly.
That's
And
not
they-
that's not
and-
establishing a star. If you're already established a star, you're not establishing something new.
and they're
You're already
pandering.
established. That's like saying Goldberg is starting up a new wrestling thing. Oh, we really like how Goldberg has established himself as a star when he was already a star for the last 20 years.
I
Goldberg.
mean, you could argue it's establishing Kenny Omega in the States because a lot of people know of him or like had never seen him because they don't follow Japan.
It's hard to establish when you keep on losing, especially in dark matches.
That is
But
true.
now that he's a champion, he can establish himself a little bit better.
Yeah, he's the quote unquote best wrestler in the world, and
That keeps losing.
even his matches I think are very whelming. Like it's a lot of the same things, but again, these you need to use your established stars to one, pander to your mark audience,
Mm-hmm.
and to use them to try and bring in a new audience.
But they're not doing that. They're just pandering to the marks.
I think they're doing both.
I do not see that at all.
And give it another 6 months, give it a year, maybe a year and a half. These things take time. MJF and Hangman Page are going to be one of those people fucking feuding for the ages.
Yeah, but they gotta get there. I mean,
Yeah, that takes a long time, dude. It takes a
no,
long
it doesn't.
time.
It doesn't take a long time at all.
Right,
You can put
between-
people together in a feud right now.
Austin
To
promo-
make it legendary takes a long time, sure. Yes, but you need to have them interact.
Between the Austin 316 promo and him winning his first title was a year and a half.
True.
More.
True,
2
but that's not. But it was two because it was 96 when he won the King of the Ring,
years.
and
Right after Mania. So
and-
yeah, sorry.
98 he won in Boston.
Yeah. 2 years. It's been 6 months, dude. 6 months.
Yeah, but that's not him. That's not a rivalry. That's just a development of a character.
Yeah.
But you're talking about the MJF and Hangman Page rivalry.
That's going to happen eventually, hopefully.
Okay, but yeah, so you can't compare the rise of Austin to the development of a rivalry between two people. The dynamics are completely different.
I'm comparing it to the rise of their characters separately, individually. Like the character of MJF and the character of Hangman. This cowboy shit. I didn't follow Hangman before AEW, but was he doing this kind of cowboy shit gimmick before AEW?
Yes, he was.
Okay, that's good to know. Well, but I'm a new audience to this. Like I'm a mark, but I'm not an indie mark.
Not really. You're a Boston indie mark.
I love Biff Busick, don't get me wrong. But like my knowledge of indie wrestling is very limited. I am not AEW's quote unquote pandering audience. I am a new demographic which they're trying to reach. And they're reaching me pretty effectively.
I don't think so. You're already established wrestling fan that wants more than just another dominant product. I think it's not that they're reaching you; it's that you're the target anyways.
Right, I'm a target, but they're exposing me to this whole new set of people I'd never really followed before.
But a new audience would be somebody getting into wrestling because of AEW instead of getting into wrestling because of WWE, like we all did.
Yeah.
And, yeah, or it could just be introducing to new characters.
But that doesn't create a new audience. It's expanding.
No,
it expands like the target. It expands the wrestling fans realm of what they're
realm
what
of
they're
exposure.
watching. Thank you.
You're welcome.
It's getting late, y'all. I'm losing my words.
It's good. We do need to keep moving on. We talked about the tag team championships kind of in a roundabout way. MJF versus Cody. We talked about it in a roundabout way. The last thing on the card is the AEW World Championship. Chris Jericho versus Jon Moxley.
I can't wait for that match.
Or you can say Chris Jericho versus Dean Ambrose. This is a straight up match. It's like no stipulations, no special stipulations, correct?
Mm-hmm.
I believe so.
Yeah, it's a straight up match. I want to say Moxley wins this. I think Moxley's the most over babyface right now, more so than Cody. But I still think Chris Jericho can squeeze a little bit more out of his title reign. Because I feel like Chris Jericho being the only one in his faction with a championship If he loses that, then
they're
what
nothing.
happens? Well, yeah, what happens to the Inner Circle?
But if Jericho doesn't drop now, then when does he drop? When's the next pay-per-view? Is it All or Nothing? All Out?
I don't. Is it? I don't know because their pay-per-views are very sporadic.
Oh wait, Double or Nothing is in like the Vegas one's in like May, I think.
Yeah. So be another what?
So if
3
he
months?
doesn't drop, yeah, he could hold on for another 3 months. I'd be fine with that.
Yeah.
And then Moxley can win at Double or Nothing.
I'm also scared of John Moxley winning because I know how he was when he won the title in WWE, and it just wasn't great.
Yeah.
I think they need to be very careful because this is your second pay-per-view.
Isn't it like their fourth?
Well, I mean, okay, the second, like,
Since they've been on TV, it's their second.
Their second. They had Full Gear, and now it's Revolution.
right? So I'm saying this is officially like their second pay-per-view.
Sure.
Sure, by my booking standards, wrestling
Yeah.
people. To avoid the WCW comparisons, not too overconfident about this. It has, whatever the finish is, it has to be clean.
I
Yes.
agree.
A dusty finish here to continue the feud is not going to help anybody.
Especially when your pay-per-view is 3 months away.
Exactly. Moxley is probably the most over person in wrestling. Ricky, I'll give you that. I completely forgot he existed, not gonna lie. He's the most over person in wrestling. So you gotta strike when the iron's hot. Jericho is so good at whatever he does. He doesn't need the title to get heat and stay over.
But I think he needs it for the faction.
I agree with that too. But I think what's more important here, Jericho and his faction, or the hottest thing in wrestling right now?
It might be Jericho and his faction because Jericho and his faction has a bunch of people who could turn out to be the hottest things in wrestling.
Mm-hmm.
John Moxley's going to be hot for a while. I mean, he has that indie love from when he was Moxley years before he turned into Dean Ambrose.
And he doesn't need the title yet.
And he's still working with NJPW.
Is he really good?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. I mean, a lot of, like, Chris Statlander had a match in Beyond Wrestling the other week. Like, a lot of our stars are still working indie events, which, down the road, huge problem.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, big problem. It's going to get in the way of your storylines.
Absolutely.
God, they're so fucking stupid.
So
yeah, I'm picking Moxley.
What's up?
I think at this point you have to.
You could. I think Jericho keeps it for now. I think Jericho drops at, was it Double or Nothing? Or is it
Double
All
or
In?
Nothing.
I think Jericho drops at Double or Nothing.
I would have to agree, I think.
Because Double or Nothing and All In, whichever one they is, or both of them, are about to be are like pretty much their WrestleMania and SummerSlam, your two big ones.
Yeah, All In is the one in Chicago Labor Day weekend.
Is it All In? It's All In, All Out, and Double or Nothing were the three, right?
Yeah.
It wasn't All In the first one, and then All Out was the second one.
Yeah, All In, All Out, and then you had Double or Nothing.
And then
right?
Double or Nothing was the one in Vegas in May.
Yeah. So those are their big three right now that people remember them by. You know, Full Gear and Revolution are, you know, these new ones that they're doing. So yes, you can have Moxley win and that be a huge moment that solidifies, you know, Revolution as potentially a pay-per-view down the road, or you can play the long ball here and have Chris Jericho and, you know, really build up one of their pay-per-views that already is established as a big event. But I think the smart one in me says they played a long ball here, but I can totally see them putting it on Moxley.
Either option isn't bad. I'm happy either way.
Yeah, we'll see what goes. I'm scared of Moxley with the title because I know how bad it was the first time. Like, I know how bad it was the first time.
Let's be positive.
I know, but I just keep seeing Austin destroying him on his own podcast.
God, that was so bad.
Yeah, like it. Oh my god. Yeah, that was really poor. Anywho, so Super Showdown, is Thursday. AEW Revolution is Friday. It's going to be on pay-per-view or Bleacher Report live, and then Fight TV if you're not in America. I'm probably not buying it.
Internet. You're a normal person.
Yeah,
I'm gonna pirate it on the internet.
just go find a stream somewhere and watch it. We'll talk about the fallout from that next week and see what show was better, this, that, and third. We are going to finally take a quick commercial break after a little bit of a spar between me and Will. We're going to get some water. We're going to go into round 6 of this and talk about a couple of anniversaries that have happened in wrestling. So stay tuned. We haven't had a bit of a debate like that in a while. Well, that was pretty good.
Oh, I love it.
That was definitely war room.
Yay!
Next round, I'm gonna bite your ear off.
You're gonna bite my ear off.
Yeah.
We should have saved that one for War Room, but that's a good one. Actually, that's a good one to save. The subject matter, like, what is it? Being an owner and a booker. Like, where's the line?
It's a line that's impossible. It's impossible to know where the line is.
It's so hard.
It is different for every person. Like Bischoff says in his podcast a lot with Conrad that Flair struggled with that a lot in the
Being
early
an
days
owner
of
and a
WCW.
booker.
The booker and the wrestler, he struggled with that a lot. Like Kevin Sullivan had a little better time with it, but like
Kevin Sullivan wasn't that big of a name either.
yeah, but like Ric Flair because his Ric Flair is one of the boys. Like it's so hard. But like Kevin Nash had a little bit of trouble with it.
Kevin Nash is such a greedy booker. That's why.
Yeah, like you ideally you should not be a booker and a wrestler because
It gets in the way.
duh.
Yeah.
But who would you book AEW right now?
I mean,
JR.
you know what's potentially, and give JR away from, like, I love Excalibur and Shivani together. You don't really need JR behind the mic. JR's just a good name.
Sucks, dude. JR sucks.
The more I listen, the more I really enjoy Excalibur. I think Excalibur is an excellent announcer.
Yeah, me too, dude. He feature. Like, dude, I'm telling you, he does his best Morrow impression.
It's one of those things where, like, all right, when AEW started forming, what did Vince do? It was like, oh, let's hire Bischoff and Pritchard and make sure that they don't go anywhere.
Yeah.
You know,
Bischoff, you can go.
that would be the coup of a century if Bischoff shows up on AEW TV.
I highly doubt it.
I don't think Bischoff wants to be an on-screen personality anymore.
Dude, just listening to him on his podcast, he sounds very content with life. But then again, he hasn't gotten fired yet. Where I'm listening to, so we'll see what happens in the next few weeks of me listening.
I mean, when I met Bischoff in New Orleans, he's really nice, very docile, really nice guy.
Yeah, he seems at peace.
Yeah. You know,
He lives in Wyoming, so
he goes like fishing up there and shit.
yeah, there's nothing but peace. The other thing up there is peace and guns.
Yeah, I wonder how much money he saved up. Like, he was like the #1 program on all of TV in the United States for like 83 weeks.
I don't know, dude. Who knows how good he is with his investment?
Like JBL was like, you were bringing in so much money. Like, why didn't they make you like the head of Turner? We think about it, in the late '90s, he was on fire.
Because Turner never wanted wrestling.
No, the woman.
Ted Turner wanted.
Ted Turner wanted wrestling. AOL Time Warner didn't want wrestling.
No, not even that. Since day one, the Turner executives only did wrestling because Ted Turner said so. That was the only reason. They never wanted wrestling. Ever.
Billionaire Ted, baby.
The only person who wanted wrestling was Billionaire Ted. And of course, he got it. And as soon as he was phased out, they're like, oh, let's get this shit out of here. We don't care how successful it is.
We're just stupid. Like, why do you get, like, we're just going to get rid of our successful investment.
Yeah, exactly. Because they didn't think it was real. They didn't get it.
I mean, there's a lot of things that I don't get that make money. But guess what? They make money.
Bischoff has said this. It's because TNT wanted to move more towards that American movie network where they have more original content and, like, narratives and, like, movies.
That worked out well.
Yeah. And they're like, wrestling's getting in the way. And it was taking primetime slots.
Yeah, because it was that damn good.
Yeah, they want that primetime slot to go to the original programming and like movies and stuff.
Yeah, and the original programming blows, and all they do now, their best program is like Fox reruns of like Family Guy and American Dad. That's their best programming.
Yeah, no, those are on TBS.
Oh, that's right, TNT.
Or is Turner own TBS as well? Turner might own TBS.
Yeah, it's Turner Network Television and Turner Broadcast System.
Okay, yeah.
Yeah, fucking stupid.
Let's bring it back. I'm bedtime.
I hate rich people
I
hate rich people that hate money.
Yeah, right. Like, stay in your lane, asshole.
that.
Yeah. All right, 3, 2, 1,
Stripper.
Oh, all right. After a little verbal spar between myself and Will, we are back, folks. Kings of the Rings podcast, exclusively here on Wrestle Addict Radio. And guess what, folks? It's time for a couple of anniversaries. So I don't know if you noticed this, but this past week, the WWE Network, a first of its kind type of network, turned 6 years old.
For their anniversary, they sent me a survey.
Did they really?
Yep.
What was it about?
What do I use the network for the most? So I made sure I put WWE pay-per-views.
Good move. Especially with all that rumors going around. I mean, I remember I was an intern in grad school when the network came out. With not much money to my name, but when I found out the network was coming, I was a day one subscriber. I remember being in my internship trying to watch the network on my computer in my little cubby, but our stream wasn't strong enough, so I couldn't watch it until I got home. But I remember being hooked on the network from day one, and their original programming is fantastic. WWE Network totally changed the whole streaming service system.
Mm-hmm.
And it's one of Vince's greatest creations that he had been muddling over for like 20 years. And they found a way to make it work.
It gave Disney the idea for Disney Plus. They won't admit it.
Pretty much.
Mm-hmm.
Pretty much. I mean, Disney Plus, ESPN Plus. Think of all the streaming services that came after WWE Network. And the big thing was that WWE Network proved that original content can work and be successful.
Netflix proved that.
Well, sure, but
Netflix that what WWE proved was just like, oh shit, we have so much stuff in our library that people want to watch again
and again and never stop watching.
Shit. All right.
Well, we're gonna release this shit in spurts. Is that what it is? They still haven't. I don't think they've still released the entire WCW library.
Nitro they have, Thunder they have, pay-per-views they have, Clashes they have, but the older stuff
they haven't yet, right?
Probably not, or like maybe some Mid-South or some like the territories.
Yeah.
Not a lot of ECW they haven't, like the super shows, not the pay-per-view super shows. They're on VHS, but a lot of that stuff they have to restore. You know how much work that probably takes
to digitize them.
You know how much time it probably took to like fucking cut out the hotline numbers. Maybe that said that little third said the phone line is no longer active. You know, like you know, how long it gets to edit out Benoit. Like, damn.
Yeah. Oh man, WWE Network turning 6. The first match ever on the network, which is a classic. You need to definitely check it out. 2 out of 3 falls. Cesaro versus Sami Zayn down in NXT. It is a match you will not regret watching. First match ever on the network. First pay-per-view ever on the network, obviously, was the legendary WrestleMania 30 and the Miracle on Bourbon Street. And Hulk Hogan saying Silverdome when he thought he was in Detroit and not New Orleans.
Mm-hmm.
So happy birthday to the WWE Network turning 6. I mean, it's my favorite streaming service to watch. I'm not gonna lie, like hands down. Yeah, I love the network.
I use it every day.
Easily. Speaking of a network, what the network really helped do was turn NXT into a global force and a phenomenon. And NXT, if you include the game show version of NXT, which I personally do not, but for the sake of this we will, NXT is officially 10 years old.
Yeah.
Let that sink in. NXT is 10 years old. And pretty much the entire WWE roster, minus a couple of people here and there, have all come from NXT in the past 10 years.
Huh?
If you, yeah,
Majority, yeah.
a vast majority have come from NXT, were featured in NXT, or even featured on something special in the only Cruiserweight Classic pretty much featured the entire Cruiserweight division as we know it, plus Ciampa and Gargano, as well. So the NXT and the network are two big things that help propel WWE just to be that much more leaps and bounds ahead of everybody else. And the network was the first wrestling network of its kind, and now you see these other things like Fight TV became a thing. World Wrestling Network with Evolve became a thing. New Japan had their streaming service that they came out with. ROH came out with their streaming service too. None of them have been as successful as the WWE Network, just because WWE Network has a bigger library and leaps and bounds of original content that people can just
Possible. The consumer only has
yeah.
Like seriously, that's something these streaming services need to learn. You can't do it on your own. You got to join up and kind of create bundles and packages.
Join forces and share the wealth. So let's do a little thing real quick. What is your favorite things you've ever seen on the WWE Network?
Probably NXT.
I want to say NXT, but I feel like that's the easy thing. Because we can do an NXT specific question too. But I want to say for me, I want to go. I think the thing that really, really grabbed me, besides WrestleMania Rewind, which I thought was great, and I thought they should have continued, I really enjoyed the Monday Night Wars documentaries.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Because when that time in 2014, I knew virtually almost nothing about the Monday Night Wars. I knew they were a thing. I knew about the Attitude Era, but I really I didn't know Rey Mysterio was in WCW. I didn't know Jericho was in WCW. I didn't know who Dean Malenko even was.
The Iceman, baby.
There was so much I didn't know about wrestling before that documentary, and I was just like, "Fuck." I was just like, "Wow." I didn't know what Chris Benoit looked like. I didn't know Eddie Guerrero was in WCW.
ECW.
I don't even know if I knew Bischoff ran WCW. I don't know if I knew that back then. So yeah, that's a really good one because I was like, oh, there's so much I need to learn.
Yeah.
And if there's anything the network has done me, it's just a giant history lesson for me.
Pretty much. That, and after fucking the Monday Night Wars, the next series that really got me was 24.
I was gonna say my favorite's 24.
24 is so good.
24 is great.
They're all made phenomenally, and they're real.
Yeah, they're very hardcore. Yeah, you get a really raw, unedited version of the superstar or the event that they're letting you in on.
They give them a budget and a full 48 minutes.
Yeah. Yeah, no, it's crazy. It's also really crazy to see how WWE has recreated 24 in different numbers. There's 24, there's 365, there's day of.
Yeah, they do some weird. They do some wacky experimental things. I wish they brought back rivalries too.
Oh, rivalries was so good.
JBL's show was good.
They cut JBL's show too early. I thought he had something going.
I like how they put all the Hall of Fames on there. They're just like, all right, just throw it up there, pal. And you know what else? They don't take anything off. As soon as it's there, it's fucking there.
And you can just find it whenever you want.
Yeah.
Like Swerve, I thought they should have done more seasons of Swerve.
People were hating that though, like the actual superstars.
It was fucking funny. But yeah, the W Network is a revolutionary network of its time. It's award-winning for a reason. I mean, it was slow to begin with, obviously, but once people saw just how amazing it was, it shot up like a rocket.
Hey, man, I remember watching it day one and it crashing, and I still loved it. Like, oh, God, it's crashing. It works.
That's the most WWE fan thing I've ever heard.
It is. It's true, and it just got better and better and better.
I wanted it for so long, and it was going to be impossible to disappoint. absolutely impossible. And it still doesn't disappoint. Never
I
in
love
Dana
it.
disappointed me.
Yeah. Yeah, no. So congratulations to the W Network for turning 6 and NXT for turning 10. My goodness, NXT, talk about reinvigorating wrestling from the ground up.
Mhm.
It's the greatest thing Triple H will ever do in his career is NXT.
It's better than his stupid kids.
That we know of for now.
Preach.
NXT, this is how big NXT is. NXT has made a child superstar, a WWE superstar, without being in WWE. And yes, I'm talking about Izzy.
Mm-hmm.
Okay? NXT got a child over with the world. And now she runs her own podcast. Okay. She has her own video series. She's actually wrestling in high school now.
Mm-hmm.
This girl is so famous, Will marked out for an 8-year-old at SummerSlam weekend.
Mm-hmm.
It did happen.
We were at Shake Shack. You're like, oh my God, Izzy, Ricky, take my camera, take a picture with her right now.
I look so happy in that picture.
You do.
Let me find it.
You gotta put it in the group chat.
I'm going
As you go look for it. Obviously this weekend is a big weekend for myself. It's my birthday weekend, if you haven't heard, because I've said it 1,000 times on this damn podcast. But also moving along, I will be making a return to Evolve this weekend. We have I get to see Josh Briggs as champion. I'm kind of mad I missed Josh Briggs. I win the title at Laboom, but I'm going to return to Laboom in Queens. I think Dusty Dave is going to be there. Our Patreon member Wade is going to be there as well. Evolve is going on. I'm going to be at the Shine show, I think, beforehand as well. Rhea Ripley's going to be in town. Keith Lee is also going to be in town. And Tommaso Ciampa, who just loves coming back to the Indies, to be honest with you, is also going to be there as well. So I'm very excited for that, especially to meet Kate's boo, Rhea Ripley. Hey, whoa, calm it down over there.
Love her.
I bet you do.
Mm-hmm.
So that's going to happen. That's going to be this Saturday on the 29th. Like I said, I'm probably going to miss Revolution, but oh well, boo-hoo, no one cares. I'll watch it on Sunday when I'm hungover. With that also being said, so if you are going to be at a round of Evolve, please let me know. I'd love to meet and see you guys. I'll be chilling with Wade and Dave, more than likely, and also chilling with Rhea Ripley because she's going to be in town. So moving along, match of the week. Kate Murphy.
I'm going to go with the Cody and Wardlow steel cage match on AEW.
We didn't get to talk about the cage. I wasn't impressed with the match myself. The cage is a funky construct to me because, yes, it was a cage, but it also seemed like a very makeshift Hell in a Cell.
Mm-hmm. I liked it.
The design, it did. I thought it didn't have doors, but it did have a door.
Yeah.
But so it was an interesting design for a cage. I'll put it that way. I think I have to see it more. I'm surprised no one fell through the cracks of the cage.
Not yet. Someone will.
Someone will, And I realized that the Cody had done that moonsault before. Not as spectacular, but he had done it in WWE. But this one was better, especially because it was angled. And Wardlow did a damn good job catching him as best as he could. Because if you watch it, Wardlow almost screws up the spot.
I have to rewatch it.
Well, did you find the picture?
Yep.
You need to send it. I had to open this.
You're so happy.
Dude, I don't know how drunk I am in this picture, but I'm pretty fucking drunk in this picture.
You are really hammered.
Face.
Look at my lip, dude. Look at my lip. My lip.
Oh my God, you are really hammered in this.
Oh,
you know why? This was after we went to the Brooklyn Brewery.
Yeah, it is. Yeah, it is.
As I remember now, we woke up early and went to the Brooklyn Brewery. we all had 5 or 6 beers, and they were heavy IPA style beers. And then we made it back. I remember that.
We can post this picture this week and be like, "Yo, we knew her before she was famous."
TBT.
That's awesome.
Look at that bow in her hair, dude. She's so cute.
I know. Now she's actually an amateur wrestler now. It's fantastic.
for her.
What a kid. All right,
Smart-
my
smart
match this week is also the cage match. I love the cage. I thought it was great. Also, no fucking stupid escape bullshit.
The escape can come in handy depending on the heel that's working it.
The escape's fine, but there's no door. No escape through the door.
Yeah, if you're gonna have no escape through the door, then why have a door? I thought there was supposed to be not a door.
Go
To let
in.
them get in.
That's why you go in before the cage is lowered.
Yeah, I know, but I don't know. It's wrestling, dude. It's stupid.
It is weird. Like I said, the cage constructed itself was very weird. Like it was a cage, but it was also kind of like a poor man's Hell in a Cell without the roof. As well, it was a weird construct. Also, I think you know what also turned me off about it. Brandy Rhodes' inability to swing a steel chair. It was like she was giving MJF love taps. I was like, this not working for me.
She tried.
She did try. She tried really hard. It's better than her and Awesome Kong and whatever the fuck they were doing. God, that possessed woman thing. My match of the week is ironically have nothing to do with the Velveteen Dream, but no, I did like Angel Garza versus Umberto from the other night on Raw. I thought they were fucking fantastic.
That was a fantastic match.
Yeah, I mean, it would have probably been Seth and Montez if they didn't botch a couple of times because they've never wrestled before. But I liked Angel and Humberto. They were smooth. They were silky smooth as hell. The crowd was eating them up. They both have a really good future. Hopefully in the mid card, and maybe one of them goes to a main event scene sometime in the future. But let's move on. King of the Nights. Who do we got? Will.
That's a great question. Give it to Randy Orton.
That's a good one.
That's a great one.
That's a good one. Kate Murphy.
All right, so I've been absent for a few weeks, so my King of the Night's kind of a residual from the last month.
Okay.
So don't roll your eyes. My King of the Night is Jordan Devlin because that boy. Did you really?
I did. I can back my mind. She's gonna say Jordan Devlin. I was gonna say it, but I don't want to ruin your moment.
Yeah, Jordan Devlin, King of the Night.
Whatever. I'll allow that one. I still want to allow Galentine's Day. My King of the Night is not going to be Velveteen Dream, actually. It's going to be Otis Dojovic.
Yay!
Because I still have faith in you, Otis. I still have faith. Just don't bring a gun out and kill anybody on national TV. That would be really bad for everybody involved. But I hope you do secretly because that'd be really fucking amazing to relive. But I really hope Otis gets his comeuppance at some point in this, and just Otis has to do it for every big man out there. So let's go. So any other final news and notes?
No.
I love how AEW crowd sings Jericho's song.
Judas is stuck in my head all the time now because of AEW.
That's the song we're ending with, by the way. All right, Ricky, let's close this shit out.
That also reminds me of when NXT used to sing Bobby Roode and Nakamura songs.
Yeah, but this one actually has lyrics.
Well, no.
So does Bobby Roode.
Bobby Roode had lyrics.
It has kind of lyrics over and over again.
Doesn't matter.
Fuck yourself. Play the song.
No. Nakamura's song was angelic too, by the way.
It was. Still is.
Amazing. Anyway, folks, it's been a fun show. By the time you probably hear this recording, I'll be a year older, and that kind of sucks. However, I'm gonna still party like I'm still in my 20s again. So hit that music, whatever it may be, and hopefully it's not Judas, because I don't want to be
totally
stabbed.
Judas.
What's wrong with Judas?
I don't want to be stabbed in the back this week, and that's all I'm saying.
I'm gonna play it twice.
We don't have time to play it twice. We're going over as much as we have been.
Sorry, dude. I'll just talk.
You just talk while we all leave.
That's what I do, man.
God, you're gonna be as annoying as MJF.
Ugh, I won't yell at you. Don't worry.
He's talking quieter than MJF, though.
That's what you are. Well, you are the MJF of this podcast.
No, Ricky, I'm just fucking Nikki Bella. God.
Who am I?
It's like annoying, Ricky. Do you know why I broke up with John Cena? It's because he made my tits too big. That's like when I lay over and lay on my belly and I try and like go to bed by, my fucking tits is getting in the way. I'm a drunk Nikki Bella. Judas in my pussy.
If I could make that the show title, I would, but I can't.
Judas in my pussy.
Anyway, if you were, and also, Kate, if you were someone in the podcast, you would obviously be AJ Styles. That is AJ Styles.
I would not be AJ Styles.
With that hair, you would be.
Yeah, right. You're not going to be that phenomenal then?
I'm not phenomenal.
No, that attitude.
Yeah, speak for yourself. Ladies and gentlemen, this has been Kings of the Rings podcast, episode 186, the Dave app, which has nothing to do with our former host, Dave.
It has everything to do with them.
Ladies and gentlemen, I am your non-Dave app supporter, King Ricky Rose, and your birthday boy this week. You can find me at Ambassador Biggs across all social media, BIGZ, Ambassador Biggs on Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, Snapchat. Some people's DMs, less people's text messages. Haven't said that in a while. Felt like I'd bring it out. Find Kings of the Rings podcast at KOTR _podcast across all social media, that Facebook, that Twitter, that Instagram. Like, share, subscribe, and listen to us each and every week wherever you listen to your podcast. Leave a 5-star review and get other people to watch us as well by subscribing to Wrestle Addict Radio, and find Wrestle Addict Radio at addict_wrestle on Twitter and Wrestle Addict Radio on Facebook and Instagram. It's been a fun-filled week of wrestling with especially a lot more things to go as we get closer to pretty much a month away from WrestleMania. Things are really, really going to heat up after Super Showdown and AEW Revolution. But where would I be without my MJF, Nikki Bella impersonating Willie T, Tea Time Will Tarashak?
Now, after like 3 glasses of like Chardonnay, Nikki Bella gets like tit drunk, and she goes on the fucking Dave app, and she like starts swiping right, but ends up writing a 1-star review for the Dave app, and it just says like, TBT, John Cena's dick is fucking small.
We should. It's not gonna be Nikki Bella. We have to. Your alter ego is now Nikki Stella.
That's a great one. Hey Murphy, make sure you follow me on like the gram of Instagram. N is a Nikki, I is a Nikki, K is a Nikki.
K is also.
Hey Murphy, let me keep talking. Judas might actually play twice.
Kate, please cut him off.
I can't. I'm not Nikki Bella. I am the Kate Murphy. You can find me on Instagram at the Kate Murphy. I can't. You can find me on Twitter at the Kate Murphy _. And you can. I'm just not Nikki.
I is an icky Bella.
K is in Key Bella.
You can be
K
Icky Stella. There it is.
Bella.
Icky Stella.
I is an E.
I'm Icky Stella.
You should start doing drag. You gotta start doing drag. Your drag name's gonna be Icky Stella, and you're gonna go on RuPaul's Drag Race.
You have a career here, I feel like.
Dude, I would be the sexiest drag show out there. Me and Nyla Rose would kill it.
No, that's not nice.
That you'd break bitches like Nyla Rose does. When she's hungry, she doesn't grab a Snickers. She breaks bitches.
She grabs you.
We'll be back next week. That's the wrong show again. We're the Kings.
wrong show again. Kate Murphy, send us home.
Other ring.
Take me home, country road.
Don't you dare sing country roads on this damn podcast.
To the place
Where
is
Virginia.
You don't want trust me, you don't want to be in West Virginia for too long.
No.
You know what
I don't like West
When you
Virginia.
go to West Virginia, you get Judas in your pussy.
And scene. But most importantly, fuck Slack.
Yeah, folks. Anywho, let's get out of here because we're all losing their minds over there. WrestleMania is right around the corner, but before that, we have to take a couple of pit stops. It's Super Showdown, as well as go to a Revolution going on at AEW. We're going to review all of those things next week as we continue on the road to WrestleMania and KOTR Mania. And maybe, if you're lucky, we'll have a few guests on that way. Ladies and gentlemen, this has been Kings of the Rings podcast. Goodbye. Good night. Do not use the Dave app. Unless you're Slack, and you can go fuck yourself.
You know, the thing about pit stops, Ricky, like, I have to shave them, like, every 3 days because...
Well, shut up. Cut the music. Cut it. We're done. We're done. Well, shut up.
Everyone stop recording.
I told you I was going to play a song twice. I think I made it.
Wow.
Once you get me going, dude, it's hard to stop. Once I sink my teeth into a bit, it's game over.
We really should get you a wig, though. We should get you a really weird wig, and we should get you a lot of Bella merch. And we're gonna get you Bella merch, and we're gonna make you. We're gonna make you Icky
Aunt's
Stella.
birthday party. I come out of a cake just as Nikki Bella.
That would be amazing. Actually,
I support it.
You guys
No,
need to pay me. You guys need to pay me a lot of money.
we're gonna make you a YouTube sensation. You're gonna be Icky Stella, the Bella impersonator.
Oh my god, I
like
can
me
be
trying to do
B
laundry.
Stella.
Yeah, you can be Icky Stella. It'll be really funny. Because we create a whole character, and like we only show you from like the face up. So we'd have you in a wig, and obviously the hat and the Bella shirt. That's all you'd have to wear for right now. I mean, you could just impersonate her online.
Oh my god, that'd be ridiculous.
It'd be really funny though.
I don't know if I have time for that.
Icky Stella, the
I'm sure
Bella.
their merch is cheaper now online.
Doubtful. They're making the Hall of Fame. Are you out of your control?
You never know. Some of the shit might have gone on clearance, and they can
Although-
make new shit.
Although this does solidify that I will probably definitely be at the Hall of Fame because I know the Bella Army is going to be there,
Yeah.
and there are a lot of hoes in the Bella Army.
These hoes ain't loyal.
I can't believe they
I
fucking
don't need loyalty in Tampa.
No, you don't.
Ugh.
Speaking of which, Kate Murphy, I think I found a dating app that I've never used before,
Oh no, what is it?
and I kind of want to try it.
What is it?
I want to do it just for the show. I gotta find it again. Hold on, it's in my Google Store searches.
Oh, I deleted Tinder this morning.
Kate oh, it's because you're committing to AJ finally.
No, it's because I haven't talked to anyone in 2 weeks.
Let me guess. You know who you're talking to?
No one.
Mm-hmm.
Talking to me, baby.
His name is the phenomenal AJ, whatever his last name is.
AJ Giles.
No, what is his last
Why
name?
are we inventing all these dollar store WWE superstars?
Okay, so it's Iris.
What the fuck
What
is
the fuck is
Iris?
Iris?
It's the dating app with artificial intelligence because we all know AI does wonders for everybody.
It matches you with by eye color.
No.
So here's, we gotta give the fans something. Iris is a smart dating app that connects you only the people you find attractive. It says, are you tired of swiping hundreds of profiles and not finding whom you're looking for? Are you fed up with your crushes not replying to your messages? So
racist, dude.
So were we. Meeting people online can be frustrating. That's why we created Iris, a dating app with a unique feature. Iris employs a machine learning to learn what you're physically attracted to. Our AI analyzes thousands of facial features and memorizes your preferences to then show you only the singles you're likely to find attractive. No more swiping random profiles. You'll definitely like what you'll see. And the best part is that it works both ways, which means Iris can predict mutual attraction. The attractive singles you see are also attracted to you. Better matching means better connections and a better experience for everyone. As you continue to use the app, Iris will continue to learn your preferences, which means your experience will only get better. Iris is trained by you for you. Verified authentic profiles, profile selection individually tailored for you, and you only receive messages and engage with people whom you choose.
Well, it only has 10,000 downloads, so.
So, we'll see. It could be something just to do.
It's definitely a good experiment.
Yeah, better than, being on Tinder.
All right, y'all. It's bedtime.
Did you say goodnight to AJ too? I gotta listen to that playback when we just bashing you on AJ, and no one gets it but us.
That was great.
Slack will get it.
It'll just make him more jealous, or make him try to come visit New York in the summer, randomly.
Yeah. Like, AJ, from what I understand, has never listened to the show. But, like, I'm afraid, like, what if this is the week he decides to fucking listen to the show?
So I can personally tag him on Instagram?
I would not know. He, like, does not use Instagram that often at all.
Why not?
Because he hates social media.
Oh, the aspiring musician hates social media.
Yeah. When I ran their social media, I had to, like, yell at him, like, weekly.
So never mind. I won't get into the argument. Nothing.
What's your question?
Nothing.
Let me hear it.
Not relevant.
What's the question?
Nope. I'll tell you what the question is when you confess your love for AJ.
Yeah, no.
Let's see.
We're closer.
How much closer can you get, Kate?
It's just not right yet.
When there's no such thing as the right time.
I'll know.
No, you know. You just don't want to pull the trigger.
The timing is not optimal.
When is the timing optimal?
I'll know when I know.
Is it like 67 degrees outside? The dew point is just about at like 2%. The pollen index is where you're like a little bit sniffly, but not too sniffly. Like the wind is going at like 9 miles southwest.
I'm going to send you something in group chat that you're going to scream at.
Scream in a good way or a bad way?
You're going to ask me what the fuck my problem is.
Oh, I do it on a daily basis.
I am sending you a picture of the first matching tattoos, the one like we both had.
So Ric Flair celebrated his birthday at the Staples Center, doing the introduction for the Los Angeles Lakers.
Happy birthday.
My God.
What?
Will, are you seeing this?
Hang on, let me see this shit.
You're not gonna believe this. You'll yell at her. I won't. I've gotten to the point where like I don't even feel like yelling anymore.
All right, Kate. He has a heart over his heart. Like, he's letting you know where his heart is.
Which apparently is also on your wrist.
Yeah, that was the first tattoo I ever got. 10 years ago.
Was that his first tattoo?
No. His third, I think. But both of our favorite is the B.
Kate.
Mm-hmm.
Come on. Like, do you need cue cards? Like,
What is this, Love Actually?
You're about to turn it into Love Actually if you don't fucking
No.
just do it, damn it.
I just, like, need to know that, like, he knows how he feels before I feel comfortable.
I mean, what more do you want from this man?
He has to tell me first. That's all.
You're playing a dangerous game, Kate.
I am.
Like a really, really dangerous game.
It'll be fine.
I don't know. I'm just like, come on. The same tattoo. Was it done? It wasn't done by the same artist, I can tell.
God,
But,
no. Mm-mm.
well, his is bigger than yours.
Mm-hmm, and his has green in it. Mine's just black.
My God, Kate Murphy. Like, I don't know what to tell you.
Lately, he's been, like, sending me, like, wrestling memes from Reddit.
Oh, like he's trying to relate to you?
Like,
My God, Kate.
like, you know that video of, like, the guy, like, jumping from, like, the second story of the mall?
Yes.
It just, he sent me, like, that the other day.
That's a hell of a spot, too, by the way. That was really impressive, though.
And then, yeah, yesterday he sent me one of this guy, like, attempting to do, like, an elbow drop, like, at a pizzeria with holding, like, a tray of pizza.
Kate,
Mm-hmm.
these are the things that we will tell our guests on Love and War that you are totally ignoring.
But, like, we've always done these things.
Really?
Yeah.
So how about you start building a bridge and crossing over it and getting to the next part of your life?
Absolutely not.
The fear is if he says no, but what if he says yes?
If he says yes, then hell yeah, but, like, I can't take the risk.
Like, here's the thing: how are you going to know if you don't ask him?
Because I have to wait for him to do it.
Is he one of those people that's going to tell you how it is no matter what?
What do you mean? Like,
He
will he
blunt?
be honest with me?
Yeah, does he like a blunt person?
He's, like, honest, like, he won't be, like, a dick about it.
Okay. So then just ask him.
Mm-mm.
I don't
I
know.
also feel like he's gotten a lot of, like, big news from me recently. I don't think he needs any more right now.
The big news is he's in love with you, Kate.
Mm. But, like, he has to figure that out for himself.
He knows it already.
I don't know if he does. Like, yesterday, I, like, feel like was, like, the first day where, like, I think he might actually know. Just he just kept saying, like, what do I want, Kate? What do I want? I'm like, I don't know. You tell me. Like, because
You guys are both playing.
we were talking.
The sad thing is you guys are both playing the same game, and none of you have figured it out yet.
Mm-hmm.
So someone's got to
Probably.
stop playing. Someone's got to stop playing the game and take the initiative.
I refuse to do it. I refuse. He's the one that broke up with me. He's the one that has to tell me.
Breaking up with you, which was years ago at this point, and this always having this attraction to you are two completely separate things. One does not equal the other.
But I feel like it still plays a factor.
For your made up in your mind poetic fairy tale ending.
Like, I don't know. I just have. It's like a sense of, like, my pride getting hurt. Like, he broke up with me the first time. Like, I don't want to say shit and then have that happen again.
Pride cometh before the fall. Don't hold on to your pride too much.
Well, I can't help it.
It's okay to be vulnerable, Kate.
Is it?
You've been vulnerable enough with him. I mean, how much more vulnerable are you going to get?
True. It's just, this is, like, the last thing. And, like,
Here's the telltale way to do it to get it out of him. Even though you're not going to agree with this option, but it's the only way I know that it would work for pretty much anybody.
What?
You gotta ask him during sex.
Get what during sex?
Get it out of him.
How?
So you gotta ask him during sex.
Why would I do that? That's stupid.
Yeah, but it'll work. What guy's gonna lie to you when he's inside of you?
Why?
A good
That's
one.
such an awkward
Shut up,
question
Bill.
to ask.
A smart one.
All guys would lie during that situation. All guys would lie during that situation, and that's just a weird situation.
Not all the time.
No, it would be weird.
I mean, anytime you ask, it's going to be weird. It's going to be awkward. That's just the nature of the question that you're asking. You just have to ask it.
Yeah, but making it weirder doesn't have to be a thing. Why aren't you uploading?
But if this is how you feel, then why hold it back? Do I need to teach you I statements?
What?
Do I need to teach you I statements to make this easier for you?
What do you mean? Teach me I statements.
It's a way of expressing yourself that we use in therapy from time to time. Like, it's you taking ownership of your own feelings and not taking ownership of anybody else.
Well, I wanted to upload my video. My audio.
So it's like, hey, where are you taking videos?
No, it's not uploading my audio onto MediaFire.
Why? Are you not logging in?
I am logged in. It just keeps saying failed to upload.
That's weird.
Try reloading the browser or something.
Okay. I just want to watch Drag Race.
What is so compelling about Drag? Is this like it's a competition reality show?
It's just like America's Next Top Model.
Unfortunately, but yes.
It's just so week there challenges they have to do. So there's one called Snatch Game, which is the best challenge they do all season, where each drag queen they have to be a different celebrity.
Huh.
And it's like match game where like the one person says something, whoever matches to it like gets the point or whatever. It's so good. And but there's like more drama on it than like normal reality shows. It's great.
Nothing beats drama like Cheaters.
This is like a different kind of drama.
Don't care. I love Cheaters. Cheaters
is great.
Will, you ever seen Cheaters?
No.
I feel like we talked about this like one of the first times I went on the show because I've had this conversation with you before.
It's the ultimate in trash reality TV. It's the greatest thing in the world. They find when they have a person spy on their significant other when they suspect them to be cheating, and lo and behold, they always are. And so they send a TV camera crew with them to expose them with the significant other. It's amazing. It's so amazing. The host of the show has been stabbed twice.
Did you say stabbed twice?
Mm-hmm. One of the original hosts of the show, Joey Greco, got stabbed twice. That's why they have a security detail now.
Yay, it worked.
There's a newer host to the show, and he's a glorious prick, actually, and it's awesome.
Love that. All right, y'all. We've been on the phone for 3 hours. It's time for me to find out who is America's Next Drag Superstar.
It's AJ.
It's not. You know what he fucking said to me yesterday? So
What?
I finished the season that I was watching yesterday, and I'm like, because my favorite won, and I'm like, yay, my favorite won, and he goes, I didn't win anything, and I'm like,
that would have been a perfect time.
well, we know we're the other one's favorite person. Like that's like something we say regularly. It was just
but look how you reacted to that time.
Meh.
Was that a word, or were you just like murring at me?
I just murmuring. I have minimal words at this hour of night.
Words you never said.
Good night, boys.
Now you sound like you have a hairball.
Mm-hmm. I'm really high too.
Tell me something new, Kate.
I'll talk to you guys later.
Bye, Kate.
Bye.
What was that, Will?
Nothing. I said goodbye.
Oh. God damn it. She really needs to just fess up to it.
Oh, for fuck's sake. Seriously.
She really needs to never bring him around because I will be like, just fuck already. And be like, hey.
Oh my god, I would too. It'd be so funny, dude.
Oh, yeah, I'd make their life a living hell. I'd be like, oh, this is the guy you've been telling me about.
So you're the one she complains about.
The old ball and chain, eh?
Mondays, am I right?
Oh yeah, my goal now is to if he ever comes around, is to just expose him. You know what we should do?
Kid, you're fucked.
Run!
They're crazy.
You dodged the bullet once. Don't test fate. Don't test fate. Oh. You know what we should do? We should never bring him up again so that she feels comfortable with bringing him around. And then the second she does,
Game over.
Sabotage it. Just totally sabotage it. That is pending if they're not together, but I just have a bad feeling that it's going to not end well.
Yeah. Not my life.
True. Or maybe we should... You know what we should really do? And I hate that I'm saying this, but I think it actually would be an interesting way to do it. We should encourage Slack to keep pushing for it.
Dude, Slack's in Canada, dude.
Okay, and? You realize you're talking to the wrong person about a long distance.
I know, but I'm gonna stick by that.
Yeah, but it hasn't stopped them from trying.
Yeah, but
And maybe we need to force them to put on the pressure, but she can actually run to AJ.
oh, that's your thinking.
Mm-hmm. It is weird that I would be encouraging Slack to do anything positive with his life. But desperate times call for desperate measures.
You're not doing it for his benefit, though. So it's just
Touche.
You're doing something good on the behest of evil.
Touche. Good point.
You're not doing him a favor.
Yeah, touche. Yeah.
Dude, I've had this thing recently where Indian girls are really into me, and I don't know how I feel about it.
Indian girls are hot, dude.
Yeah, but they fucking smell.
It's whatever cologne and stuff I think they wear. Or...
No, dude, I mean, meaning they smell like BO, dude. They're stinky people.
Maybe the Indian girls you deal with. I mean, you also live in Jersey.
That's a fair point, but this girl, she was happened twice over the summer. She was stinky, and this girl the other night had to clean my sheets. Fucking stinky.
Natural pheromones? I don't fucking know, dude. I don't know what they wash with. Were they like good looking though? I'm assuming they were.
One was, and the other one just had humongous tits. It says a minivans.
That's what you.
Yeah, dude, of course. Dude, I'm a tit through and through. These things are the size of my torso.
Like, yeah, I might as well.
Yeah, for the story, man. I do everything for the story.
That's really what you have to do is do it for the story. A lot more people need to learn that and stop being pretentious.
Yeah, dude, I'll do anything for the story. No fucks given.
Like it looks stupid now. It's going to be hysterical years from now.
Yeah. And she kind of texted me again, and I was just like, no, I'm not into it. You stinky. You smell, girl. You smell. Take a shower. Ah.
Ugh, such is life. I need to go out I haven't been in Hoboken in years.
Yeah, dude, it's a good place. It's fun. I enjoy it.
Well, I haven't been in Hoboken since I stopped talking to Bree.
Yeah, that's fair.
Not that I stopped talking to Bree, is that when Bree acquired a boyfriend. That kind of ended my once a month going to visit her at her own condo that she owns by herself.
Hey Google, set an alarm for 7:45. Yeah, I can see that I can get in the way.
Yeah, no, that sucked. I would literally take like a day or a weekend and be like, "Oh yeah, I'm not gonna be at the bar. Where are you going? Oh, I'm gonna be in Jersey."
I'm going to the Boken of Hose.
Yeah,
Where's
no.
that? Where's that? You would.
And I wouldn't tell Tom because I felt awkward because Tom used to date her.
Oh, even funnier. See, for the story.
What's up?
For the story.
Exactly. Exactly. Also, she had an N64, so we'd play N64 all night. I'd be like, "Bitch, it's on." I was like, "Mario Tennis? Oh, picked the wrong game. About to fuck you up." Great shit. Great shit.
I'm
I
gonna watch
miss it.
fucking Ruthless Aggression before it
Watch
disappears in the recently added. Far down the queue.
Are you watching the first episode or the Randy Orton Evolution?
First one.
It's really not that great. The ones afterwards, like
I'll be
the,
the judge of that.
the Evolution one is really good.
All right. Well, I'm gonna let you go.
Yeah, I'm gonna go too because I need to find someone to drink because I am parched.
All right, dude. Deuces.
Talk to you later.